Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with women's basketball captain Megan Marks, swimming coach John Geissinger, and men's basketball junior Kevin Gill. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington and Lee athletics. In a basketball doubleheader at the Warner Center, the men's team fell 77-67 to 19th-ranked Hampton-Sydney, while the women dropped a 58-55 decision to Virginia Wesleyan. And in women's track and field, WNL's distance medley relay team recorded an ODAC season-best time at the Hilton Garden Invitational in Winston-Salem. With me now is senior basketball captain Megan Marks from Oxford, Ohio. Megan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You did not see an extensive amount of playing time in your first 3 years here at WNL, and now you've started every game as a senior. How rewarding has this season been for you?
It's been a really rewarding season so far. I think the senior class has done a great job of stepping up and filling in the roles that the seniors last year that have graduated vacated. Coach Clancy gave me the opportunity this year to win the starting spot and make a big impact on the season. And I think I've taken full advantage of that, and I'm doing everything in my power to make sure this team has a successful season, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
We talked last week with Rachel Warwick about the youth of this year's women's hoops team. How much improvement have you seen from the underclassmen as the year has gone along?
I'm extremely proud of our underclassmen. I think they've been a big part of our success this year. One of the biggest challenges as a freshman is to come in and adjust to the tempo and speed of the collegiate game. I think these guys have done a great job of that. We asked a lot of them in the beginning of the season in terms of maturity and making an impact immediately. I think they've responded really well, and they've continued to improve this season. At this point, they're not even playing like freshmen and sophomores anymore. They're kind of playing like upperclassmen. They have the confidence to make the big shots and the big plays, and I think we're going to see a lot more of them as the season progresses.
You've played 20 games now with a small roster that's been made even smaller by some injuries. What does WNL have left in the tank for the rest of the year?
I think this program has a lot left in the tank. Unfortunately, we've grown used to having to deal with a lot of adversity in terms of injuries and small rosters. I think the adversity has kind of made us thrive. We've used it as motivation more as an excuse. The smaller roster plays to our team chemistry, and this team just plays with a lot of heart and desire. I think we're just going to continue to bring that each night and just take it game by game and hopefully finish the season strong.
Looking ahead to the ODAC tournament, the Generals won the conference title during your freshman season. You've been in the semifinals each of the last 2 years. How can that experience help you as you prepare for the postseason?
Obviously, having a lot of postseason experience has helped the seniors understand the pressure and the demands that the tournament provides. But I think the most important thing that we've seen is how capable this team is of having a successful February and a successful postseason. The great thing about the ODAC is that any given night, any team can come out and is capable of playing with any other team, no matter the season rankings, the postseason rankings, etc. So I think that if this team just takes that mentality into the rest of the postseason, that we're going to finish strong and contend for an ODAC championship.
Megan, thanks for being here. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
I'm joined now by assistant swimming coach John Geissinger. John, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
Overall, how pleased have you been with the team's performance during the regular season?
Well, I mean, I think the coaching staff overall is quite pleased with how things have gone. We've seen 2 school records already be broken on the women's side, along with a pool record, and then a pool record on the men's side being broken. And I think that they've been very diligent in their training, and we're confident that they were honest on a day-to-day basis with sort of the effort they were bringing to the pool and making sure that they're preparing themselves as best as possible for the upcoming 2 weeks. So we're pleased overall.
How has your position changed this year with the switch to the combined program?
It's changed in a number of ways. Luckily, in regards to the swim program, it's kind of stayed relatively same to how it was last year in that I'm still coaching both the men's and the women's teams. I think that the program as a whole has been a little bit more streamlined, and now we've been able to add a second assistant to the program, which really acts in the best interest of the student athletes, which is really what we're here to do. And so I think that it's been a very positive change, and everyone that I know you've talked to and everyone that I've kind of pulled aside and asked has really enjoyed the kind of the nature of having the men and women practice together and sort of become, while still a men's and a women's team, a combined program.
What can the WNL men expect to face at the Bluegrass Mountain Conference Championship next week?
Yeah, they can expect a lot of fast swimming. I think that we're very blessed on the men's side to have a lot of guys with good imaginations, and you need that in the sport of swimming, because they say like mindless laps lead to mediocre performances. That's what Frank Bush said once, and We don't have that on the men's side. They're very, very motivated individuals who I think will surprise some people at the conference level.
The goal for this weekend is for the women to capture another ODAC title down in Greensboro. What do the Generals need to do to make that happen?
I think, once again, especially with swimming, you really want to think about the process, and we preach that to them, especially with the women on the ODAC side, and to really focus in on how they can be the best that they can be. And if they do that and they're able to accomplish that, which we have, the confidence that they will be the best they can be, then the championships and the accolades will kind of take care of itself. But I'm confident that we will come home with some accolades. It's just a question of will we be happy with how we swam and if we reached our full potential.
John, thank you for joining us here. Good luck in the postseason.
Thanks, it's a pleasure.
With me now is Kevin Gill, junior basketball player from Richmond. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
3 of your last 4 regular season games are against teams that are currently below you in the conference standings. How can that help WNL as you fight for a good seed in the ODAC tournament?
Well, we're definitely excited for the last few games, and we're pretty confident that we can get some wins. But probably the last thing we want to do is look at somebody's schedule and assume that that means we're going to get a win. Because as we've seen, we can pretty much play with anybody, and we can also lose to anybody. And this conference is so deep from the top to the bottom that we need to make sure we have our energy and focus each night in order to get these wins.
You've hit several big jump shots late in close games for WNL. What's going through your mind when you get set to take a critical jumper?
Well, I guess probably it's what's not going through my mind. I don't know. Growing up, my dad always told me, don't think about it, just shoot it. So basically that's what I do. I'm confident in my shot, and when I get it and I'm open, I'm going to shoot it. If I'm thinking about it too much, there's a good chance I'm probably going to miss it. But if I shoot it, I'm pretty confident that I can make shots at end of games.
What made you consider playing basketball at Washington and Lee? How did you end up coming here?
Well, at first I wasn't sure I wanted to play basketball in college, and then when I decided I did, I kind of had a few criteria of what kind of school I was looking for. I really wanted to be able to play. I wanted to have very high academic standards at the school, and I also wanted to not really go north, and I'm from Richmond, so this is basically parallel with that. And as you know, a lot of the good academic schools in Division III are pretty high north, so that cut off a good amount of my options, and WNL turned out to be the place for me, and I'm very happy I ended up here.
You were talking earlier about playing with anyone in the conference. You picked up some big wins this year, including Guilford and Virginia Wesleyan. Once you get to the ODAC tournament, how confident will you be that you can play with anyone in the league?
Well, our team's really confident. We've had some big wins, as you said, and when you get to the conference tournament, it's pretty much whoever's playing their best at that point has the best chance of winning. There's probably 5 or 6 teams that you could easily see winning the tournament this year, and I think that we're definitely one of them.
Kevin, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks again for having me.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. On Friday, riding begins the 2013 portion of its schedule at the Randolph-Lynchburg Invitational. Men's and women's track and field head up to the New York City Armory for the Lafayette Rider Winter Games, while women's swimming kicks off competition in the ODAC Championship at the Greensboro Aquatic Center. On Saturday, wrestling travels to Gettysburg for a Centennial Conference quad meet against Stevens, Messiah, and the Bullets. Back in Lexington, baseball opens up the season with a doubleheader against Rochester from Michigan. Women's basketball plays host to ODAC rival Hollins, while the men's team travels to Randolph. And on Sunday, riding competes in the Sweetbriar Invitational. For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.